Hey guys, how you going? It's Pierre, Simple Homebrew. Got something to show you. I bought something a long time ago, 4 years ago now, and I used it for a long time and I really loved it. I thought it was probably out of date and I just gave it away. Anyway, I decided I want one again, so I went and bought another one. It's a FermZilla all-rounder. This bloke. Now, I have done an opening video on this before, and you guys, now look, if you want to see it, it's over here. But if you're interested in a new opening to see what's in there nowadays, stick around. What happened is, I was just sitting around and I got an email from Kegland and they said, hey, we've got a couple of things we want to send you. There are a couple of full wort kits. We want you to try it out. So I said, yeah, sure, send them to me. And in the meantime, do you need anything else? And I said, yeah, well, I'll grab a few things. I did have to pay freight for it, but I didn't pay for the wort kits. And they also sent me a lid for the Kegland all-rounder. To FermZilla all-rounder lid. So I'm going to use this today and see how it goes. They gave it to me. It was free of charge. And I had seen it, but I never really took notice. And I thought, why not share it with you guys as well? So that's what I'm doing. So the first thing we're going to do is open this bloke up. Now, I haven't seen what's in here yet. I thought I'd just quickly open her up. Now, I bought this from my local brew shop, Valley Hydroponics and Homebrew, link down there. I'm trying to support my local brewers and brew shops, so I buy things directly from those guys. So here it is. Straight away when you open her up, you see there's a warning sticker. The warning sticker says, for FermZilla all-rounder instruction sheet, you can scan that. And for FermZilla tri-conical screen instruction sheet, scan that. So check that out. So this is it. You got, like before, a little brace, a bracket. I got the basic unit, nothing special, just only the fermenter. Got a handle with it, which I'm probably not going to use today. I've got a couple of these actually sitting around. Anyway, we'll grab the fermenter out. And this is it. Just put the plastic out of the way there. Comes with basic stuff. So we've got the little tag in the front here that tells you information on it. Pressure testing and all that jazz. Make sure you pressure test it after a year of use. Make sure it doesn't explode while you're brewing. This is why I got rid of the other one, thinking that might actually happen. Give you a bit more light there. There you go. And I'm sure it hasn't happened to many people, but I did actually give one to somebody, which was the Fermentosaurus. And they exploded it. They actually blew it up because they forgot to put a pressure relief valve on it. Oh, that's on them. What's in here? We have a bubbler, which I'll probably not use. I'm going to pressure ferment with this one. And a graduation sticker, which I'll put on now. Now, off memory, graduation sticker lines up with a line on here somewhere. Can't remember where. I'll turn this around so I can see. Oh, we've got a thermometer as well in the kit. So the graduation sticker, basically it tells you how full it is. And what I'm going to do is actually put in 10 litres of water, line that up with the 10 litre mark, wherever that is, like that. If you can see what I'm doing there, that 10 litre mark. And I'm going to pop this on while the water's in there so I know exactly where 10 litres is using this sticker. I think that's a good idea. And now I do have a filometer by Kegland. All these products that I'm using are in the description below. I do get an affiliation for it. I do get some money, or I don't actually get money. I get products to help keep this channel working with products like these, even though I pay for this myself. For those of you that have been watching my channel, last video I spoke about getting a brain scan to get my head looked at to make sure I don't have a brain tumour. All results are great. I'm all good. I have Meniere's syndrome, and that's all I've got, and I've got treatment for that now. Really happy. My hearing's back, and everything's gone back to normal a little bit. So I'm allowed to drink a little bit of alcohol, keep the salts down, and just live my life. I'm 57. Things are changing. Just got to look after ourselves, don't we? So I'll grab this, throw this out the way. We'll put our fermenter down here, the new fermenter. Nicely like that. That was really compact. It's really good. And it was pretty cool. I like it. Anyway, we're going to set our filometer. Okay, this is my filometer. This bloke here is invaluable. I'll just reset it. Clear. Press and hold that button to reset it. Makes it 0. I want to put 10 litres in, so I'm going to bring this this notch over to the 10.00. So I need to move it, which would be set. Blink 1, blink 2, blink 3, blink 4, and put 1 in. I always go the wrong way. That's 10 litres. Now I have a water system. This is it here. It's a hose system. This is an RV food safe hose system that I have, and it's attached to this bloke. Now this bloke I've been using for quite some time, and I'm getting some really good water out of it, so I'm really glad I'm doing that. Anyway, let's fill her up to 10 litres. Now with this filometer, you're going to hear buzzing and ringing, humming, basically. It's the actual relay turning on and off to turn the water on and off. Ready? There's that hum, and off we go. And a good idea of this is I get to clean out the fermenter at the same time. And I do know that my filometer is quite accurate. I've used it many times and it's been great. Alright, we're at 10 litres. I'll put this hose back up. On these graduation strips, there's a little thing at the bottom here. If you can see that, it says align that red line to with the bottom dot for reference only. So it's not spot on, it won't be perfect. So if you haven't got what I've got, this is the other way of doing it. And I'll tell you, it's close. It'll do. If you measure your brew anyway, you won't have any issues. I do. I don't measure my brew properly, and I should. I'm just going to lift this up here, up on the bench. So we've got our fermenter. I'll just quickly swirl it so I get all the water I've got down. And look, like I said, the filometer is quite accurate, to be honest. And I'll try and balance this as best I could for the top of the actual fermenter to make sure it is flat to the surface of the earth. That way we'll get a pretty accurate measurement. And I think what I might do is line it up next to this guy, because the reason why I want to do that, it's not stupid, it's just so that it's in the same section. And I'll just quickly give that here a wipe. You probably can see it on that one. Just wipe it down. I'm just going to have to go underneath this, which I'll do. I just want to, I'm going to give it a spray with some cleaner. Just a bit of cleaner on there, just get it super clean, get rid of any kind of oils. Do it under here as well, because we're going almost all the way to the bottom. Alright. And get the back of the cloth, which is dry, and quickly give it a once over again. I'm not saying you guys have to do this, it's just my pedantic. I really like this to be spot on. And what I'll do, I just notice I can tilt this a fair bit. So I'm going to bring it back down. Get it level. That looks pretty good. Yep, we get it level. Grab the sticker and peel it off to 10 litres. I should probably do it from the top. Now you can see the levels settling down now. This is just to get it ready and give you a bit of accuracy, hopefully. Bring it down to 10 litres and line the 10 litre notch. Whoop, jeez, all right, what? No, this happens all the bloody time, you know. Right, there's a 10, no, keeps sticking on, I think that's level. Oh yeah, it is. Bring 10 litre, no, it's stuck to it again. 10 litre mark right there, you probably can't see. And for me, that is absolutely good enough. Like I said, I can tilt it all the way down now, so I'll do that. There you go. I'm happy with that. It's not overly straight, but it's got enough that says 10 litres, and it's probably going to give plus or minus a half a litre or so, or a quarter of a litre, which is bugger, who cares? And just put the thermostat on too, because it's there, I paid for it, might as well use it. Right next to that. That was a bit rough. Oh, okay. like I said, it was a bit rough, and it's on there. What are you going to do? Anyway, so now I'm going to put this bloke on, but before I put it on, I'm going to put this on. This is my hop bong. I actually bought a hop bong from these guys, used it once and kind of didn't like it, and thought I'd give it away, and sorry who actually decided they would like it. I decided that I'm going to do this, so this is an option for this anyway. So I decided to keep it and actually use this for this purpose. So I'll pop the whole thing on the floor. I mean, this is a 30 litre system and it's pretty tidy. So now I'll pop this guy on. Hope you can see that. You can't see from that camera because it's just not going to happen. That's not going on. Why? Because the rubber seal's too thick. Or do I need to lube it? I shall lube it. We'll try that. I've just lubed it up. And there you go. It goes on like a treat. And instead of using this lock ring, we're using this to lock it on instead. That will go over and... Ew. Okay, it's interesting. I've got to take these off to get this on. So that tells me, okay, learning. I can't use this one. This must be a different brand. Top. Is that true? No, it's not. This is a King one. How does this work? It doesn't fit on this. Oh, it does. I've just got to persevere. Okay, try again. All right, so what I figured out. This here has a little ring, inner ring here. This bloke is a little bit different. And I thought when I went to put it on, that I went to throw it on like this, it wasn't going to go because it's just, you know, not clearing everything. But it's because there's things in the way. You just got to move them until it gets through, just like that, and it sits. And all I do now is throw it in, push it down, and screw it tight. And I guess in all honesty, look at how good that is, how easy it is to carry around. I know that other brands have similar ideas, but they're plastic welded into them, plastic molded, but this is actually part of it. Like it. Very nice. We've got a little hole here. I guess that's for putting stuff on it. I don't know. I'll tell you what that hole is. The reason why I'm putting this on is we have a hop bong, and the hop bong will inject hops into my fermenter and allow the oxygen to stay out of the beer while it's fermenting after I do it. So it's a really good option, a very good option. And now for the FermZilla Easy Grip Threaded Lid Ring. Experience the ease and comfort of the ergonomic handles, providing you with enhanced leverage to easily twist off the threaded ring. Plus, take advantage of these cleverly designed hex holes to effortlessly loosen or tighten the plastic carbonation caps on your FermZilla lid. They make lifting and moving your fermenter a breeze. With the convenient hook, you can securely latch the lid onto the FermZilla opening, freeing up both hands for pitching yeast or dry hopping. And thanks to these thoughtful design features, you can confidently dry hop or pitch yeast without any hassle. Combination post holes allow you to apply leverage to effortlessly pop lids off when you need to enjoy a seamless brewing experience. Well, I hope you liked that video. It's only a short video talking about the basic FermZilla all-rounder. I thought I'd show you what I've got and what I've done and what I'm doing, just so I can do the next brew, which will be a Black Rock, another Black Rock. This is the last one of these ones. It's a Black Rock Hazy and it's full of hops. We're going to put Mosaic and Citra in it. I'm doing 100 ml of Citra, half of that is Mosaic. Bloody gorgeous beer. And I'm going to inject it using the hop bong again. This time we're going to cold crash it properly and use a proper pickup so I can actually pick up the beer without getting hops all through it and getting it all clogged up. I might actually use a hop bag actually to do that in the hop bong, just like this. And it should fit in the hop bong and be able to push it in or whatever I have to do. It should work. It should. That's a theory, so I'm going to give it a go anyway. All right, now, thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you for watching this whole video right through. Thank you to my Patreon members for supporting this channel. That's just invaluable to me. And have a great one. We have a video coming up next week, and it's going to be using one of these or this brewer. So look out for the Crafted Hazy by BlackRock. It's going to be a good one, and it's coming up soon. Cheers, guys. We'll see you in the next.